Alright everyone, welcome back to Santa Lucia. This is Cross, and last time... Oh fuck, window, I hate my computer. Anyway, last time we were... what were we doing last time? I believe we found out about, like, what everyone's faith is regarding religion, and we had a little bit of a squabble. And Carlos is currently feeling rather left out, and we also, I believe we met... No. I'm mistaken, excuse me. I am so tired. Last time we met a new character. His name was Zach, and he's pretty cute. I won't lie, he's adorable. I hope we see more of him. I'm pretty sure we will. But, yeah. So, let me start up. I need to, like, stop my rambling at the start of every episode anyway. We're going to go ahead and head out into this, the field, I guess, after lunch. With lunch out of the way, Chris leads us out a different door than the one we entered the UC from, continuing the grand tour of the school. Down a small flight of stairs, we find ourselves facing what I assume is the sports section of campus. Chris waves for us to follow him to the left, leading us down an elevated walkway that gives us a nice view of the fields. With my, limited sports knowledge, I'm able to identify a soccer field and a set of nets that I assume must be for, like, tennis or volleyball. Behind them are a building that looks like a gym and a massive stadium that's probably dedicated to the football team. There's a banner hanging over one side of the building displaying the logo for the USL Asteroids. I look over at Brian, half expecting him to be losing his mind at the sight of it, but instead he keeps his attention focused on the short, geeky shepherd in front of us. We soon arrive in front of a series of similar-looking buildings that stand several stories tall. Over here, the resident communities for our sophomore students. When you enter your second year, you're given the choice to join one of these 8 mini-communities. They each have their own themes such as sustainability or community involvement. I scoff slightly hearing at those terms. Oh, it sounds like a lot of fun. It totally is. His eyes lit up, clearly not catching the sarcasm in my tone. Oh, I was in the sustainability building last year. It was an amazing experience. If I remember correctly, managed to earn an award for being the most sustainable college dormitory on the West Coast. What does that even mean? Seriously?
You don't know what sustainability is, Ben?
I glance to my side. Brian has a huge grin on his face while Nate stares up at the buildings in awe. Sustainability is when you live in a way that has minimal impact on the environment. Stuff like taking short showers, eating vegetarian, reusable water bottles, carpooling, only using electricity that you need. Each time he lists something off, he raises another finger on his right hand. That sounds... Chris looks up at Carlos in earnest. Never mind. Okay, let's keep going on then. Chris continues walking down the path without looking behind him, probably assuming we're following along. Carlos stares off to the side of the building, clearly bothered by something. I'm not sure if I like the idea of these.
It's all part of the experience, you know. I think it's worth a try. It could be fun if you get into the spirit of it.
Karina shrugs her shoulders and trails off after Chris. My eyes momentarily meet with Carlos's. Don't look at me. I don't really know what to think. Whatever. I end up being the last one to move on. Not gonna lie, this is a lot to take in. I hope I'll be able to handle it when the time comes. When we reach the next block, Chris turns around and smiles again, gesturing towards the left. Ooh, check this out, guys. He stops and stands proudly, puffing out his chest. This is the Student Fitness Center, available to all current students with a university ID card. I take a quick look at the building he's pointing out. It's surprisingly modern in its design, with entire rooms lined by glass windows displaying the wide assortment of gym equipment within. I tilt my head to the side and shoot Carlos a wry smile. Student Fitness Center, huh? Why does everything have to have such fancy names? Would student gym work as well? I suppose, yeah. Brian slides in next to Chris and pats him hard on the back. Aw, don't be so bashful, man. Chris rubs the back of his head. Ben, you should never discredit the value of good marketing. Huh? I, for one, look forward to seeing what this place has in store. I mean, I'll be here pretty often if you know what I'm saying. Ugh. Carlos lets out an audible groan and steps away from the group. Brian responds by sticking his tongue out at the tiger while his back is turned.
I can't wait to check out the facilities too. Oh, Ben, you and I should start working out together again.
What? I'm surprised by Karina bringing that up.
Just like when we were in track.
Oh, yeah. A wave of junior high nostalgia washes over me. We should definitely do that.
Awesome.
I think we have a track team at USL if you're interested. I can get the information to you later. No, it's fine. It's just a hobby that keeps me active, you know? Yeah, I get you. I try to fit in a workout routine when I have spare time, but he presents a dangling thread I can't help but swipe at. You're too busy playing video games? I wouldn't put it that way, but yeah. Wow, Chris really is the most relatable character of all time. What the fuck? It's great. Hang out with me long enough, I'll have you buff. Brian steps forward and flexes his muscles for everyone to see. Hot and fit. I guess it wouldn't hurt. Moving on. Chris takes a few quick steps to get ahead, prompting us to follow along. We're led to the building next door, winding down a small flight of stairs and wrapping around to a peculiar sight. What the heck is that? I point at something that vaguely resembles a huge sculpture. That's the winning commission for last year's St. Lucy's Day art competition. Oh, okay. What's it supposed to be exactly? I squint at it, trying to make out any discerning figures. It's certainly avant-garde. Something about St. Lucy, I know that much.
Oh, don't be so uncultured, you guys. I think the message is pretty clear.
She points at various shapes while trying to explain their meaning.
That mask right there represents her leading people to the truth, and the spears in the disc are her eyes, which means those scratch marks on her face indicate she's blind. Oh, it's so pretty. I'd love to meet the sculptor.
That should be pretty easy to arrange. Her name is Dr. Magnasco, and she's one of the professors in the art department, which is right over here.
Oh my god! I can't wait to start classes now.
She looks at me and hops slightly, unable to contain her excitement.
Oh, I knew this was going to be a great place to study.
All I can do is smile, nod, and give her a thumbs up. Chris walks over to the other side of the group, stopping in front of a field that's directly across from the art department. And right over there is the freshman dormitories, but you should already know that. When do we get our keys back? Huh? Yeah. I kind of wish I brought my water bottle. Please be patient, we still got a lot to cover. Speaking of, do I even have a room assignment? Oh, that's right. I forgot you checked in late. Don't worry, Bennett, you have a room prepared for you already. You'll just have to wait tonight for like the rest of the freshmen before you get your key. I look at the other two with slight concern. Does that mean it's the room we're in for the rest of the school year? Yepper. Yeppers. A cold shiver runs down my spine. So, that means you already know who your roommates are? You scared or something? No, I just, I take a moment to consider my response, but I eventually give up and slump forward. Yeah, I had a bad experience at boarding school. I'd rather not relive that. Oh, I'm sure you'll be fine, Bennett. Our dorm coordinators take special care when assigning our new students to the first dorms. They account for compatibility, similar interest, degree programs, which don't have one, and a whole ton of other factors. You're gonna have a great time, trust me. I was nervous too, then I got to meet my freshman year roommate and everything turned out great amazing. Oh, he's always so chipper. I still don't know about this, but I guess I'll have to live with it. I'll try, Chris. Alright, we should start heading towards the other side of the campus now. There's another side? Yep, we have to cross the river to get there. Come on, everyone, let's go. Damn, this We weave down a few more paths, navigating around another group heading in the same direction. Looking down the road to my left, I'm able to see several of the buildings we visited before lunch. Chris stops us once we reach the bottom of a flight of stairs leading up to a surprisingly ornate bridge. But watch your feet, the stairs are made for jogging. I watch as he practically skips forward with every step. We follow along behind him, only Nate tries to emulate his stride. Ah, there we go. He stands probably once we're all at the top. Allow me to introduce you to the Bavarian Bridge, gateway to North Campus. Oh, wow. There's so much detail. Are there supposed to be faces? Yep. The bridge was commissioned in the early 1920s by the administration to provide access to the newly acquired land.
So we're heading to a newer section of the university?
It's not necessarily the newest, but at the time it was the biggest land grant the school had received, nearly doubling its size. Most of the science departments are on that side, along with one of the features about USL on the map.
Oh, you have me intrigued.
Oh, I can't wait to show you. Follow me, everyone. As Chris starts leading us across the bridge, my attention is caught by the tall buildings on the other side. They have a distinctly European look to them, similar to the details on this bridge. At the very top of one, there are small balconies that extend out from the roof, giving whoever is on them an incredible view of the school. Huh? That's when I notice a figure sitting on the edge of a roof, watching as the students walk by. Oh shit, yes! Yes! The return! Finally, I've missed you for a long time. Well, jeez, it's kind of dangerous. Is he even allowed to do that? Russell seems to notice me staring and pulls out a cigarette from his mouth. I can faintly make out the fact that his lips are moving, but I can't hear what he's saying. I wave at him. After nodding his head towards me, he puts the cigarette back. Leaning back against the roof, he stares up at the sky while his arms hold him in place. What a strange dude. I know, right? He is kind of strange. The fuck? Do they have like a goddamn garden maze at this fucking place? The first sight that greets us on the end of the bridge leaves me breathless. Wow. Marina and Nate hang over the edge of a railing to get a closer view. Oh, I've never seen a place this beautiful.
I knew this place was here from the pictures, but man, they didn't do it any justice.
I join them, taking in the amazing landscape. The region's landmark mountains loom over a lush, expansive garden that stretches out for almost the size of the South Campus. Trees, flowers, and shrubbery of all types are arranged in artful, eye-catching ways very reminiscent of a European style. Dotted around the area are sporadic buildings, each maintaining the European theme, giving the place a unique character. What is this, Chris? Welcome to the Bavarian Gardens, home of the Agricultural and Sustainability Department. This is one of the best things that USL is best known for. It's been featured in magazines across the world. Yeah, I think I remember my dad mentioning that. I look out at it again. At this point, Brian had joined the other two on the rail. Meh. Just a bunch of plants. Hate to say it, but I agree. It's beautiful for sure, but what does it offer us as students? Oh, I suppose it's a fair question. Any of you were studying agricultural science or biology, a ton of your classes would be here. We have one of the highest rated botany programs in the country. The dean of the department is the leading authority in this field, in fact. She's super cool too. I had her as my freshman cinema professor when I first came to USL. Anyone who ever had Dr. Shannon as a professor will tell you she's their favorite. I see. Carlos stands with his arms folded looking out of the garden. So, I take it we're going down there next. No. Huh? I can't contain myself without accidentally verbalizing my surprise. Well, unfortunately, due to time constraints, we're gonna have to go right past it. Why is that? Nothing big, really. We spent too much time at the marketplace. Time we could have spent here, you're saying. Don't put it that way. We're just running out of time to do everything is all. Chris starts walking down the nearby stairs, most likely expecting us to follow him. I'd love to give you guys the grand tour of the garden, but we have something very important we have to get back to on the other side of these brick buildings that you see over here. When you have time during the school year, you should totally give it a squiz. A squiz, okay? They're an Australian saying. Fuck. There's a lovely little restaurant in the middle, which is a popular hangout place for the science students. When he looks up from the bottom of the staircase and sees we haven't followed, he panics. Come on, guys, we have to get going. But it's so comfortable up here. Ugh. I roll my eyes at Brian and start walking down towards Chris. He's right, we'll have time to check it out later. At the moment, it's enough to know that it even exists. We follow Chris down a path that wraps around the exterior of the gardens, which would otherwise give us a nice view inside of it if it wasn't for the tall hedges in the sky. In the way. God damn it. I sigh quietly to myself. It's funny to think that apparently USL's campus is about medium-sized compared to others, but actually getting to explore it in person? It's freaking huge. I'm honestly kind of glad we got a tour, all things considered. It's better to know where everything is ahead of time instead of stumbling around the place like a headless chicken on Monday. God knows I get lost real easy. And this is the science side of campus. Chris holds up an arm and gestures while walking backwards, addressing us with a smile. He leads us into a small plaza between 5 brick buildings covered in ivy, which really lend a historic feeling to the place. Over here we have the chemistry, physics, geology, medicine departments. He points at each corresponding building as he lifts them off. And that one over there is the North Campus Lounge. It's mostly meant for graduate students, but there's space for undergrads to hang out and relax between classes too. We have a very high-ranking pre-med program for undergrads interested in the medical field. Yeesh, USL's high-ranked in everything, huh? Yep. What is this, an Ivy League school? Good one, Bennett. He laughs at me as if I said something really stupid. Huh?
Ben, really?
What? I blink in confusion. I guess I never really looked into what the Ivy League was besides Harvard and Yale. You applied to one of the most prestigious universities in the country. And I thought the panda was bad. Hey, I heard that. At least I'm not a ditzy cat. Oh, I'm sorry. Alright, guys. Looks like he really doesn't know. USL is actually in a 3-way tie for 10th in the national rankings. No, it's not an Ivy League university, but still an elite institution. Okay. I nod my head and scratch behind my ears. I'm vaguely aware my tail is swishing left and right behind me. That was embarrassing. Chris pulls out his phone and glances at it. Just enough time. Follow me, everyone. He starts walking down a path that leads between 2 of the buildings.
Come on, Ben. Don't you remember us talking about going to USL together when we were in high school?
Yeah, I guess I didn't really think of much of it at the time. It seems so far off still. Yale, USL, Stanford. It's all kind of blurred together in my mind. I feel a finger flick against my shoulder. Hey, you dork. She turns around and follows the rest of the group, leaving me behind in the dust. Wait up! The path opens into yet another field which slopes downward at one end towards the river. There's a second bridge to the left which several groups are in the process of crossing. Near the edge of this new field, I see everyone is gathering into a huge crowd. This must be what Chris is leading us to. This is the last stop on our brief tour of the campus. Welcome to Coldwell Field. On the other side are fraternity and sorority houses. Many Greek life events are hosted in this field, so if you're interested in joining one of the organizations, consider checking out Rush Week. Oh, I'm down. When's that going to be? I don't know the exact dates, but it should be sometime this month. Aw, yeah! Damn it. Oh, do you know if there's any organizations for literature students? I don't, actually. I'm not personally involved in the scene, but I can get info from someone who is. Oh, thank you, darling. I appreciate it. I'd really love a chance to talk about books with others. I don't think they're that kind of thing, Nate. What do you mean? Aren't they meant to connect students with similar interests? Well, it ain't some fancy book club if that's what you're thinking. I can't wait to get my party on, baby. Nate's jaw drops when his naivety is exposed. I'm glad I'm not the only one out of his element here. Well, technically... As Chris starts mumbling off about the system, I kind of space out for a second. Such a waste of time.
Oh, I agree. I never really saw the appeal. All I ever hear about them is bad things anyway.
I shrug my shoulders. I'd figure you'd be the one saying,
live a little,
Karina.
Hey, you're not supposed to point out my inconsistencies.
Chill out, I'm just messing with you. I wink at her. She never liked it when I made fun of her hypocrisy. I'll look into it. Who knows, it might be fun. Carlos continues walking away, probably trying to withdraw from the conversation.
Go for it. I'm going to stick to my studies.
Chris seems to have finished his lecture on Greek life at this point, leading us towards the crowd in the center of the field. He walks up to one of the mentors I recognize and calls out his name. Hey, Sam, I'm not late, am I? For once you're not. We're waiting on Layla's group now. I forget if he has like an accent or not. He might, but oh well, I'll just voice him naturally. Good. You should brief your students on the split. Right. Knowing that Sam's his mentor, I look over for the hidden dragon. But he's nowhere to be seen. That guy's really good at making himself scarce. Alright, everybody. Chris walks back to us and stand proud. But in the next few hours, we're going to split up into groups based on degree programs.
So this is it then?
No, I'm still your mentor after all. I just can't be in 5 places at the same time. Well, no picking favorites. It's okay, we all know who you would have chose. Brian starts to flex, displaying his arm muscles. What a show-off. Oh, I love all my mentees equally. I can never choose. Huh? Look at the face that he made. He's like, huh? He's like, excuse me? Well, you each of your majors declared, yeah? I feel a cold sweat coming on. Now's the part of orientation you get to learn more about your degree and all the awesome stuff in store for you. I can practically see the stars in his eyes. Ooh, I can't wait. It's about time. I see the ambassador's already starting to hold up signs. I need everyone to head out and find the sign for your major. But hold on, I'm double majoring. How's this gonna work for me? Oh, don't worry, I have my sheet right here. Chris digs into the packet once again and flips to a specific page. Okay, who needs my help figuring out where to go? Don't worry about me, I already see my sign. He starts walking away with his back towards us. Bye, Carlos.
Mine's art, right?
Yep.
Got it. Thanks, Chris.
Karina waves at us as she starts wading into the crowd. Bye, Karina. I'm starting to feel a little left out. Nate looks like the sign you're looking for is performing arts. But I'm also studying literature. Your faculty advisor will have all the information you need on how that works. Oh, okay. So we have a student mentor and a faculty advisor? They're there to help you guide your academic development, with all those mentors are here to be your first connection to school. Oh, I get it now, that's pretty... God damn it. Thank you. I get it now. It's pretty lit. What sucks too is that this is how people talk now. God damn it. I get it now, that's pretty lit. Thanks for telling me that, Chris. I'm trying not to turn red from the fucking... He fans his fingers as he starts looking for a sign. See everyone later. That leaves just Ben and I. Oh, that's right. Bennett, you need to stay with me. Huh? You're undeclared, so we need you to take some tests. Tests? Ha Brian points and laughingly, clearly reveling in my surprise torment. Sucks to be you, dude. I really should have thought harder about what I wanted to do in college. Me? Brian, your sign's gonna be communications, I know. I just wanted to use Ben a little. He gives me a wink before walking away. I'll just have to put that down as another thing to get back at him for. Ben. Chris. I try to be nonchalant about this, but I'm sure my disgust manages to seep through. Oh, I can tell you're excited, so am I. I fold my arms and pout. I didn't think I'd be doing tests today. Oh, they're not that bad. We just need some information on what level your courses you're able to take. Meaning? Well, you can't fail. Oh. Well, that's reassuring, I guess. Besides, I'm the one administering your test, so there's no pressure. Oh. Okay, that part does give me a little reassurance. At least I don't have to take some crazy teacher hanging over my head like in high school. Follow me, our tests are in the geology building. Instead, I'll have a hyperactive mentor. I glance at the crowd longingly. What I'd give to not have to deal with this crap. Well, the sooner I get it over with, the sooner I can get some rest. Lead the way, Chris. Jesus, this demo goes on for a I don't know when it stops either. I don't want to stop at like at an inconvenient time, so I'm just gonna. I slump over as I push my Scantron towards the front of my desk. I hate tests so damn much. Chris puts down the textbook he was reading and smiles at me from across the room. Are you finished? Why do I have to take reading and math tests again? Isn't this what I took the SAT for? Well, that was more or less CV minimum requirements. These are the placement tests. If you're done with your Scantron, I'll go ahead and take it. We got a machine to escort down the hall, so it should only take a few minutes. I let out a long, defeated sigh. What's a few minutes when I've already been taking these tests for 2 hours? Exactly. I'm glad to see you're getting into the college spirit, Bennett. I stare at him with a stone-cold glare. How many more of these are there? You eager for the next one? No. I answer more curtly than I intended, but still. Why did it have to be tests? Oh. Well, trust me on this. This last one is actually fun. It's a survey designed to help you figure out what type of field of study you're interested in. I take it I don't actually have a choice, so go ahead and just give it to me. Sure thing. You can get started while I go your other tests. He runs up to his desk, grabs another Scantron and a sizable packet, then hands it to me. Be right back. Okay. I slump back down, reading the instructions on the front sheet and preparing for another grueling session. Oh boy. Ominous. I'm predicting nothing good is going to happen here. Uh-oh. My heart beats painfully against my chest. I don't have a moment to stop and catch my breath, though. I have to keep running. I have to stop him. My footsteps echo as I ascend the stairwell. Adrenaline is all that's keeping me moving at this point. What the fuck is happening? In spite of the horror outside, it's clearly quiet as I approach the tower's top floor. The tears have dried. All that's left is resolve. As I push open the door, I steel myself for what's about. What the fuck? Oh, it's a return of this. Distant screams and the roaring flames of hell surround me. He stands near the edge of the pavilion, staring out at the destruction he's caused. I feel utter rage bubble up from within me. I have to fight back the urge to tackle him to the ground. No. I need answers. Before I'm able to get too close, he finally notices me. He reaches up his head and slowly pulls down his hood. I recoil in horror. The figure I see bears almost no resemblance to the one I know. While taking a step back, I realize too late there's debris behind me, causing me to fall flat on my back. I struggle to breathe as the impact knocks the wind out of me. He slowly approaches me, but try as I might, I am no longer able to control my actions. A force lifts me off the floor and holds me over the edge by the neck. What the fuck? As he chokes me out, he stares directly into my soul. This is so ominous. What is even going on with this guy's dreams? This is scary shit. Oh, shit. Oh. Ah! I jolted. What the fuck? Some shit, bro. I jolted awake only to be greeted by Chris's smiling face, staring at me from the other side of the desk. Bennett, great news. You scored super high in your reading comprehension test. I stared at him, expostulated, eyes blinking. What the hell was that for? You scared the shit out of me. His expression quickly deflates. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to. It's fine. The adrenaline starts to fade once the realization it was just another nightmare sets in. I'm sort of running on zero sleep today. I didn't mean to take it out on you. I've noticed you've been on edge the whole day. Something wrong? I hope I'm not scaring you away from college. No, it's not that. I sink in my seat. Why is it always so difficult for me to say what's on my mind? It was just a nightmare, so it's no big biggie. So, you while I score my tests. I'm sorry I dozed off waiting. He perks back up again now that the subject has changed. Well, for some reason I couldn't get the Scantron reader to work. Fortunately, I was able to tinker and I found a solution. I can't believe how inefficient everything was set up. There was cords tied up in knots, kinks in bad places. I got carried away and redid the entire computer lab setup. I stare at the shepherd incredulously. Are you kidding me? Technology is a big hobby of mine. I lean back into the chair to create some distance between us. I can see that. Anyway, you stood really well on your reading comprehension test. You'll be able to take any language course you'd like this year. That's good to hear, I guess. Math, though. I put on this fake smile to try and mask my gritted teeth. I'm sure I did fantastic. You might have to take some remedial courses down the line. Damn it. I stare out the window. The sun's getting kind of low. How long have we been at this by now? Here, I finished the last test before I passed out. I pushed the packet over to Chris's side of the table. Perfect, I'll go get the test results right now. Without saying another word, he dashed out of the room. I turn my attention back to the window. It's a bit hard to see, but behind a few trees I'm able to catch a glimpse of the ocean's horizon. The sun hangs over the glassy surface, giving an orange-red sheen. I take my phone to check the time. Crap, I must have ran out of juice sometime during the tests. I sigh and put it back into my pocket, then glance out the window again. Huh? The sun's reflection in the window begins to... Uh-oh. Oh no. After a few seconds it splits into two distinct spheres, giving the impression of... Man, what the... Something's staring at me. A cold chill runs down my spine, but I'm unable to look away from it. That's fucking scary, bro. You wake up and you see this... Soon the rest of the window starts to darken, leaving only those red, piercing eyes glaring at me. Drawing me in, calling to me. Here we go. Huh? I'm snapped back to reality when Chris walks in with a new sheet of paper. Huh? I look back at the window to see if the scene has returned to normal. The sun continues to set on the horizon. Let's check out together. He wraps down to my side of the table and pulls up a chair. You okay? Yeah, just the sleep deprivation getting to me. Don't tire on me too quickly. We still got a couple things to do before the day's over. Great. I mean great. I fake a smile. These nightmares. I'm gonna have to find a way to ignore them. I don't want them getting in the way of college. He places a page between us so we can both read it. According to the results of all three tests, the algorithm suggests you'd be interested in journalism. He points a finger at the line towards the bottom. Wait, really? I grab the page and look for myself. Huh. I guess I never thought about that. My dad used to be a journalist before he earned an executive position at ENC. He never pushed me to be one, but glancing over the window I can see my reflection looking back at me. The cat has an unexpected smile on his face. Guess it makes sense, yeah. That sounds like fate. Images of me traveling the globe, covering world events and inspiring change flow through my mind. I think the test might be right. How sweet. Chris leads me to a familiar building from earlier. The Psychology and Communications Department? Yep. We're going to meet your faculty advisor and set up your first semester of classes. I feel a strange nervous sensation in my stomach. Like, one-on-one? No. I'll be there too so I know what the plan is. Unclad students are given a little extra guidance to make sure they stay on track. I see. I really regret not figuring out what I wanted to do before I got here. It definitely makes sense. It makes it seem like I'm not taking the whole thing seriously. Dad would kick my ass if he knew. Right this way. Chris holds open the door to the building's lobby. Thanks. The setting sun coats the hall in an orange tint, giving a surprisingly elegant atmosphere. Wait here, let me go find your advisor. He walks quite quickly down the hall and knocks on a door. I take a seat on a chair facing the entryway. Dr. Du Bois, you still here? I hear a muffled voice respond to Chris, but I can't make out what's being said. It's Chris Davenport. I have an undergrad student interested in pursuing journalism. The voice replies again. Bennett, he's ready to see you. Oh, okay. I jump to my feet and follow after Chris, not wanting to leave the professor waiting. As I walk in, I'm struck by how much the room reminds me of the office of the therapist my dad took me to. Please take a seat, young man. The tall, lanky stag welcomes me inside with a smile. His voice is much deeper than his appearance would suggest. Okay, so he's a guy. Alright, gotcha. Thank you, sir. I sit down at the comfortable sofa in front of his desk while Chris stands nearby with a pad of paper taking notes. One moment. He starts typing away at his computer. I'm Dr. Du Bois, by the way. I assume you were assigned to me after taking the career interest test. Yes, he was. Excellent. The professor finishes what he was doing and turns to face me once again. Young man, may I have your student ID card for a moment? Oh, sure. I reach into my pocket and pull out my wallet, getting another glimpse of the embarrassing quality photo on the card. Wonder if I could get another. Here you go. Mr. Bennett Rivers. It's good to meet you. Likewise, sir. He stares down at the card while typing, which leads me to believe there's information on it that he needs. You can have your card back, Bennett. He slides it across the table. Thank you, sir. You're now registered along with the rest of my students. He smiles at me, causing me to put my guard down. Let me tell you a bit about how the system works. I'm your academic advisor, so any questions you have about your degree and requirements you need to complete, I'm your guide. Okay? Well, whatever I can't help you with, Dr. Dubois can. Don't be a stranger. My door is always open. Now, let's go over your class schedule for the semester. Right. You might need to stand so you can see my screen. I do as I'm told and get close enough to a decent view. As a new student, you're required to take the Freshman Seminar course. It's on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday and comes in 2 sections. In the morning, you will attend a lecture with students from other mentorship groups. In the afternoon, you'll have a study lab alongside your student mentor and the rest of your group. Oh, I can't wait to start that. It's gonna be so much fun. Well, that's good. I got to see more of these guys through the semester. What's the class about? It's designed to teach students effective study techniques and ease them into the academic rigors of university. There's also a part about social responsibility. Of course, can't forget about that. We pride ourselves in teaching our students not only their coursework, but how to be active citizens in their lives. I see. Not gonna lie, that sounds like a ton of mumbo-jumbo. Since you've been decided on journalism as your career interest, you've also been assigned Intro to Journalism on Tuesday and Thursday mornings. Awesome! He leans back in the chair and smiles. An important part of journalism program is writing for the new school newspaper. What? You won't have to worry about it right now, since it's integrated into the intro course, but you're expected to write at least 1 article a month each semester for your degree. I know a lot of students get scared away from the program by that, so I'm letting you know ahead of time. Are you still interested? It's not too late to change your mind. That certainly gives me something to think about. It'll add up over time if I get too lazy. Well, guess I have to learn to not be lazy. Yeah, I'm still down. Alright. Dr. Dubois types a bit and makes confirmations for the classes so far. Next, we have slots for 2 additional courses. Most students prefer to take 1 general education course and 1 elective course to balance out their schedule. Sounds good to me. Have you thought about what you'd like to take? I scratch my cheek. Not really, no. Hello. And Chris walks up beside me and puts a hand down on the desk. From what I've seen of you, I think you'd do great in a literature course to kickstart your general education requirements. Okay. We have slots for British literature. The last one sounds cool. What did it even say? Oh, world literature. The world literature, that one sounds cool. Good choice. I'll sign you up for the Monday, Wednesday, Friday slot. He clicks it through things and moves to another page. All that's left is an elective. Any interests or hobbies you like to pursue? If you want to cover another Gen Ed requirement, you can take an art or music class. I perk up at the suggestion. Really? Uh-huh. I used to draw comics when I was a kid. It'd be nice to actually learn how to do it properly. That's a good one. My freshman roommate had the same idea. You should have seen how much he progressed in 2 years. That sounds like a ringing endorsement to me. How does Tuesday and Wednesday afternoons sound? Perfect. I'm subconsciously aware my tail is swinging behind me. Oh, Bennett, I'm glad you're so excited about being a student now. Huh? I promise you, your first semester's gonna be amazing. Can't wait to see you grow and flourish. I feel tears starting to sing to the corner of my eyes, but I hold them back. I smile at Chris. Thanks. I haven't had someone like this in my life since my sister. Here you go, Mr. Rivers. Huh? I'm torn away from my thoughts when Dr. Dubois hands me a sheet of paper. I didn't even hear him print it out. This is your course schedule for the semester. If you have any questions, you can come see me during my office hours or send me an email. All the information you need should be on the page. Thank you, Dr. Dubois. My pleasure. Thank you, sir. Now, don't you two have somewhere to be? It's getting pretty late. That's right. Bennett, we need to get going or you'll miss it. Huh? Miss what? It's a surprise, I can't tell you. Then what's the rush? No time to explain, let's go. Make sure the door closes all the way on your way out of the building. The stag returns his attention to his computer screen as he waves us off. As Chris leads me back towards the entryway, we cross paths with someone I recognize. Oh, look, it's the Dr. Hernandez lady. She has a Sprite now in this build, I forgot to mention. That was one of the things they added in Build 3. She was like the person at the beginning giving the speech. Hello, Chris. President Hernandez, what are you doing here so late? I have something to discuss with Dean Dubois. He's the dean? I squeak out a response out of turn. Sorry it never came up. Oh, good evening. The president turns to address me. Good evening, Dr. Hernandez. I stand up straight and stammer. How was orientation? It was great. We're heading down towards the marketplace. Oh, don't let me hold you up. You boys have fun. As she disappears down the hall, for some reason she doesn't break eye contact with me. That's ominous. Let's keep going. By the time I turn around, Chris is already at the door holding it open for me. Right. That's some scary shit. Dude, does this just keep going? Huh. Okay. I don't want this thing to be super long. So what I will do, I'm going to cut the episode here. And we'll see what happens next if the next episode's 5 minutes. That's my problem. But anyway. So next time, we will get a surprise from Chris. And that'll be a very interesting little time. So, thank you for coming back over here. Name's Cross. Have yourself a nice day or night, whichever it is that you are doing. And I will see you later. Ta-ta!